TRT World Research Centre Manager Tarek CHERKAOUI joins us now in the studio to break it all down for us. Tarek, what exactly has happened? This looks like a huge turnaround for Algeria, but is it really?
This is an interesting development. It was predictable. The army generally intervened in Algeria in many instances, starting from the post-independence era. And then there was a major coup in '65 and then in '91. So the army is usually it considers itself as the custodian of the system in Algeria. Recently, with the Bouteflika era, they took the backseat, but it doesn't mean that they left all the power. So it was predictable that they would intervene at some stage, especially given the massive protests that took place in Algeria. Millions, actually 25 million, took the street in one Friday, which is massive, enormous by all standards.
And he's talking about Article 102 of the Constitution that says if somebody is unfit for office, they should stand down. I'm paraphrasing. But Bouteflika has been ill for a very long time. Since 2013, I believe he had his stroke. So why now? Is it
you're absolutely right.
Tactics?
You're absolutely right. A lot of people, a lot of experts, they think this is a little bit too little, too late. It should have, if the Algerian army is indeed the custodian of the system, they should have intervened before, like after 2013, maybe even like a year ago or something. So now they see it as a little too late. The problem is with the protest, the massive protest now, the level of demands has increased. The threshold that the people want now is a full democracy. Whether the army has this in mind, whether they really consider turning the country into a real democracy like happened, for example, in Portugal in 1974 with the putsch that happened there, something to be seen, something remains to be seen. I personally think there are two conflicting narratives. There is the narrative coming from the officials that the army is now moving within the confines of the constitution, and they triggered, or at least they called for triggering that element in the constitution. However, there is another conflicting narrative which comes from the opposition and from a lot of NGOs and civil society organizations, which considers this as an interference in the process, and they are not very optimistic at this stage.
And just to be clear for our viewers and for myself, when is Bouteflika actually going to be removed? Because he's still there, right? He is still the president. Nothing's changed.
Yes, but there is a deadline, you know, as per the constitution. Since he's not going to be a candidate for the fifth time. So there is a deadline for the 28th of April. So this move comes before there is a constitutional void, before there is no legal instruments at play. They started to move now, but they also did other moves. A lot of officials, a lot of party members, like in the official parties, like the FLN, the RND, started quitting, started presenting their resignations to put pressure on the system and create this environment whereby everybody calls for the army to intervene.
Fascinating what's happening in Algeria. Tarek CHERKAOUI, thank you very much for breaking it all down for us.
Thank you for having me.